allow us to introduce ourselves.
My name is Raul Padri.
Hello, my name is Rahmati Padri. Hello, my name is Feby Listio.
Hello, my name is Jawa Kairaulia.
Hello, my name is Najwa Priya Saputri.
Hello, my name is Widul Fitriani.
Here we will make a video presentation about traditional clothes and a discussion about environmental pollution. Don't forget to watch our videos on YouTube. Okay guys, 1, 2, 3.
Di on top, we never stop. Diligent, yap, yap, yap.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello guys, my name is Feby Listio and I will present about Payas Agung Bali. Where does the product comes from? Payas Agung comes from Indonesia. Payas Agung is traditional Balinese dress. Payas Agung is also only used on certain occasions, making this dress have a luxurious and special impression. In the past, only families of royal or noble descent were entitled to wear Payas Agung. This makes Payas Agung a symbol of honor and high status in Balinese culture. What are the materials? Payas Agung Bali is usually made of songket cerik, songket belt, songket kamen, perada tapi, velvet clothes, and decorated with accessories such as can bracelets, pending, naga satu bracelets, badong, and other gold jewelry. How much does it cost? The price of the Payas Agung Bali is around 200,000 rupiah until 30 million rupiah, depending on the amount of jewelry and the materials used. How to make it? The process of making Payas Agung begins with choosing a songket cloth that looks luxurious and comfortable to wear. Then, forming a pattern according to the general Payas Agung model. Then, cut the cloth that has been patterned and sew the parts of the clothes. When is the best time to wear it? The best time to wear the Payas Agung Bali is during big and important traditional and religious ceremonies in Bali. This clothing is indeed specially designed for sacred events and has a high symbolic value. What are the benefits of using it? Wearing the traditional clothes of Payas Agung Bali brings a number of profound benefits, especially in the social, cultural, and spiritual context in Bali. The following are the benefits of respecting tradition and ancestor, strengthening Balinese cultural identity, creating solemnity and majesty, showing social status and role, increasing self-confidence and pride, supporting the local craft industry, attracting attention, and educating, strengthening a sense of unity and togetherness.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning, Miss Juwita Kadarsi, BTM MPAR, and all my friends. I am Najwa Saputri. Here I will present about the traditional kabaya. First, where does the product come from? The traditional kabaya comes from Indonesia. It is especially popular in Java and Bali. Kabaya is a traditional dress that has been developed since the royal period in the archipelago. Every region in Indonesia has a distinct type kabaya variant, such as Kartini kabaya from Java, ancient kabaya from Betawi, to Balinese kabaya, each of which has unique characteristics in terms of materials, motifs, and ways of wearing. Second, what are the materials? The kabaya is usually made from fabrics like cotton, silk, brocade, or lace, and often decorated with embroidery or beads. Third, how much does it cost? The price can vary depending on the material and design. A simple kabaya must cost around 300,000 rupiah until 800,000 rupiah, while a custom-made one can be over 1 million rupiah. And the next, how to make it? To make a kabaya, first choose a suitable fabric based on the traditional patterns. Sew the piece together, add an embroidery or laces as decoration. And the last, when is the best time to wear it? The kabaya is best worn during traditional ceremonies, weddings, formal events, or on Kartini Day in Indonesia. Okay, thank you guys. That's all for me. Sorry for my mistake. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Pertama, dari mana sih produk ini berasal? Kebaya tradisional berasal dari Indonesia. Ini sangat populer di Jawa dan Bali. Kebaya merupakan pakaian tradisional yang sudah berkembang sejak zaman kerajaan di Nusantara. Setiap daerah di Indonesia memiliki varian kebaya yang khas, seperti kebaya Kartini dari Jawa, kebaya Encim dari Betawi, kebaya hingga kebaya Bali, yang masing-masing memiliki ciri khas tersendiri dari segi bahan, motif, dan cara pemakaian. Yang kedua, apa saja bahannya? Kebaya biasanya terbuat dari bahan katun, sutra, brokat, atau renda yang sering kali dihiasi dengan bordir atau manik-manik. Ketiga, berapa sih harganya? Harganya bisa bervariasi, tergantung dari bahan dan desainnya. Kebaya sederhana biasanya berkisar antara Rp300.000 hingga Rp800.000. Sedangkan kebaya yang dibuat khusus bisa mencapai lebih dari Rp1 juta. Dan selanjutnya, bagaimana sih cara membuatnya? Untuk membuat kebaya, pertama-tama pilihlah kain yang sesuai dengan pola tradisional, jahit potongannya menjadi satu, tambahkan bordir atau tali sebagai hiasan. Nah, dan yang terakhir, kapan waktu terbaik untuk memakainya? Kebaya paling cocok dikenakan pada saat upacara adat, pernikahan, acara formal, atau pada hari Kartini di Indonesia. Oke, sekian terima kasih teman-teman. Sekian dari saya, mohon maaf atas kesalahannya. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Hi everyone, my name is Dwi. I would like to present topic about traditional ulos. You must be familiar with traditional ulos, right? To elaborate further, I will explain it more clearly here. Where does the product come from? The traditional ulos comes from Indonesia. Is it especially popular among the Batak people in North Sumatra? Ulos is a traditional woven cloth that has been passed down through generation and holds deep cultural and spiritual meaning for the Batak community. What are the materials? Ulos is made from cotton or silk strands, naturally dyed color, traditionally woven using traditional handloom. Each pattern and color combination has its own symbolism, meaning representing blessing, love, strength, of protection. How much does it cost? The price of ulos varies depending on its type and quality. It can range from 150,000 rupiahs to over 2 million rupiah. How to make it? The process of making ulos starts by selecting cotton or silk strands, which are dyed in traditional colors like red, black, and white. Thin scale weaver use a handloom to carefully weave the strands into a symbolic pattern. When is the best time to wear it? Ulos is traditional worn of given during important Batak ceremonies. Is it often present of weddings as a gift to newborns, during birth ceremonies, to bless a newborn, and at funerals as a sign of respect and mourning. Additionally, ulos is also worn during cultural festival or traditional dance performance. What are the benefits of using it? Using ulos holds many cultural and emotional benefits. It represents love, protection, and blessings, making it a meaningful part of important life events. Ulos also strengthens family and community bonds. Is it often shared during traditional ceremonies? By wearing or gifting ulos, people present the identity and pride of Batak heritage. Attractive image of ulos product. That's all I can say in this presentation. Sorry if there are any mistake. Hai semuanya, perkenalkan saya Dwi. Saya ingin menyampaikan topik tentang ulos tradisional. Kalian pasti tidak asing lagi dengan ulos tradisional, bukan? Untuk lebih jelasnya, saya akan menjelaskannya lebih rinci di sini. Dari mana sih asal produk ini? Ulos tradisional berasal dari Indonesia. Kain ini tuh sangat populer di kalangan masyarakat Batak di Sumatera Utara. Ulos adalah kain tenun tradisional yang diwariskan turun-menurun dan memiliki makna budaya serta spiritual yang mendalam bagi masyarakat Batak. Bahan-bahan pembuatan ulos terbuat dari benang katun atau sutra, pewarna alam yang tradisional, ditenun menggunakan tenun tradisional. Setiap motif dan kombinasi warna itu memiliki makna simbolis tersendiri yang melambangkan berkah, cinta, kekuatan, atau alasan. Berapa sih harga ulos? Harga ulos bervariasi tergantung pada jenis dan kualitasnya. Harganya bisa berkisaran antara 150.000 sampai 2 juta rupiah. Bagaimana sih cara pembuatannya? Proses pembuatan ulos dengan memilih benang, katun, atau sutra yang diwarnai dengan warna tradisional seperti merah, hitam, dan putih. Kemudian penenun terampil menggunakan alat tenun tangan untuk menenun benang dengan hati-hati menjadi pola simbolis. Kapan sih waktu terbaik untuk memakainya? Ulas secara tradisional dikenakan atau diberikan selama upacara penting Batak. Ulas sering diberikan pada acara pernikahan sebagai hadiah untuk pengantin baru, pada upacara kelahiran untuk memberkati bayi yang baru lahir, dan pemakaman sebagai tanda penghormatan dan duka cita. Selain itu, ulas juga dikenakan selama festival budaya ataupun pertunjukan tari tradisional. Apa sih manfaat memakainya? Memakai ulos memiliki banyak sekali manfaat budaya dan emosional. Ulos melambangkan cinta, perlindungan, dan berkah, sehingga menjadikannya bagian penting dari peristiwa penting dalam hidup. Ulos juga mempererat ikatan keluarga dan masyarakat karena sering dipakai dalam upacara adat. Dengan mengenakan atau menghadiahkan ulos, masyarakat melestarikan identitas dan kebanggaan warisan Batak. Ini gambar produk ulos yang sangat menarik. Sekian yang dapat.
Hello, my name is Jawa Clara Aulia. We will discuss about traditional batik. Where the product come from? Traditional batik is a fabric decorated with patterns and motifs using a special dyeing technique. Where wax is applied to recent color in certain areas, usually handmade with deep cultural and philosophical meanings. One example is kaung batik, a motif featuring circular shapes resembling the kaung fruit, a type of plum fruit sometimes interpreted as sugar plum or kolang-kaling. Engraved neatly in geometric pattern, it is sometimes also seen as a depiction of the lotus flower with 4 blooming petals, as a symbol of longevity and purity. What are the material? Kaung batik is one of in Indonesia famous batik motifs, featuring geometric circular patterns inspired by the kaung or sugar plum fruit. It is usually made fabric like cotton, silk, viscose, rayon, or synthetic material such as polyester. How much does it cost? The price of batik kaung can vary depending on the material and design. A simple batik kaung may cost around 150,000 rupiah until 200,000 rupiah, while a custom-made one can be priced high. How to make it? Batik kaung is made by washing and starching the cloth, drawing the walung motif, applying wax, dyeing and removing the wax. The process may be repeated from complex patterns and final result featuring the beautiful and meaningful Gedho Kembang Kaung motif. Where is the best time to wear it? Kaung batik is perfect for family events, traditional ceremonies, or celebrations such as National Batik Day, due to its rich cultural meaning and deep symbolism. What are the benefits of using it? It connects you to Indonesian cultural heritage, carries deep symbolic meanings such as longevity and purity, and adds elegant timeless touch to any occasion. It also a unique way to support local artisan and traditional craftsmanship. Halo, nama saya Jawa Khaira Aulia. Saya akan membahas topik tentang batik tradisional. Dari mana produk itu berasal? Tradisional batik adalah kain yang dihiasi dengan pola dan motif menggunakan teknik pewarna khusus, di mana lilin dioleskan untuk menahan warna di area tertentu. Biasanya dibuat dengan tangan dengan makna budaya dan filosofi yang dalam. Salah satu contohnya adalah batik kaung. Motif yang menampilkan bentuk melingkar menyerupai buah kaung, sejenis buah aren, kadang-kadang diartikan sebagai aren atau kolang-kaling, yang tersusun rapi dalam pola geometris. Kadang-kadang juga terlihat sebagai penggambaran bunga teratai dengan 4 kelopak yang mekar, simbol umur panjang dan kemurnian. Berapa harga jual batik tersebut? Harga batik kaung dapat bervariasi tergantung pada bahan dan desainnya. Batik kaung sederhana dapat berharga sekitar 150-200 ribu rupiah, sedangkan yang dibuat khusus dapat dihargai lebih tinggi. Bagaimana cara membuat batik tersebut? Batik gaung dibuat melalui beberapa tahap, dimulai dengan menyiapkan kain mori, canting, lilin, pewarna, dan peralatan lainnya. Kain dicuci, dikanji, kemudian dibuat sketsa dengan motif kaung. Lilin diaplikasikan menggunakan canting untuk melindungi area tertentu sebelum diwarnai. Setelah diwarnai, lilin dihilangkan melalui proses yang disebut ngelord dan kain dapat diwarnai ulang untuk desain yang lebih rumit. Setelah kering, batik kaung yang mengaplikasikan motif gedong, kembang walung yang simbolis menjadi karya seni tekstil yang indah dan bermakna. Kapan terbaik memakai baju tersebut? Batik kaung sangat cocok untuk acara keluarga, upacara adat, atau perayaan seperti Hari Batik Nasional karena makna budayanya yang kaya dan simbolis yang mendalam. Apa manfaat menggunakan baju batik tersebut? Ini menghubungkan Anda dengan warisan budaya Indonesia, membawa makna simbolis yang mendalam, seperti umur panjang dan kemurnian, dan menambahkan sentuhan elegan dan abadi pada setiap kesempatan. Ini juga merupakan cara unik untuk mendukung perajin lokal dan kerajinan nasional.
Where does the product come from? Name and origin. The traditional Korean outfit is called hanbok. It has a rich cultural significance and has been worn for thousands of years. Hanbok consists of two main pieces. The jogre waist is the top garment, and the chirma or baji, which is the top garment, and the chima or baji, which refers to the skirt or pant. Depending on gender, this article has deep roots in Korean history and has been worn by people of all social classes, particularly during important cultural events and celebrations. Hanbok memiliki makna budaya yang kaya dan telah dikenakan selama ribuan tahun. Hanbok terdiri dari dua bagian utama, yaitu jogori yaitu atasan dan cima atau baji yang merujuk pada rok atau celana tergantung pada gender. What are the ingredients? Hanbok making material typically include silk, cotton, linen, rami, and satin. Silk is often used for formal hanbok, while cotton and linen are more common for everyday wear. Rami, a strong durable fabric, is also used for summer hanboks, while satin adds a glossy finish to the garment. Bahan untuk membuat hanbok biasanya meliputi sutra, katun, linen, rami, dan satin. Sutra sering digunakan untuk hanbok formal. Rami, kain yang kuat dan tahan lama, juga digunakan untuk hanbok musim panas. How much does it cost? The price of a hanbok can vary greatly depending on the material used. Craftsmanship and whether is a custom-made garment. Traditional hanbok, particularly those made garment. Traditional hanbok, particularly those made of high quality silk of adorned with embroidery, can be quite expensive, often costing several hundred to thousands of dollars. Harga sebuah hanbok dapat sangat bervariasi tergantung pada bahan yang digunakan, terutama yang terbuat dari sutra berkualitas tinggi bisa sangat mahal, dengan harga mulai dari beberapa ratus hingga ribuan dolar. How to make it? The process of making a hanbok includes several steps. First, fabric is carefully selected, often based on the occasion it will be worn for. Next, skilled tailors cut and sew the fabric into specific patterns. The sewing techniques are precise, requiring careful attention to detail, especially when adding decorative element like embroidery or embroidery like stitching. Proses pembuatan hanbok melibatkan beberapa langkah. Pertama, kain dipilih dengan hati-hati, teknik menjahitnya sangat persis, membutuhkan perhatian detail yang tinggi, terutama saat menambahkan elemen dekoratif seperti bordir atau hiasan mirip bordir. When is the best time to wear it? Hanbok is traditional worn during major Korean holidays, such Seola Lunar New Year and Chuseok Korean Harvest Festival. Kapan waktu terbaik untuk memakainya? Hanbok secara tradisional dikenakan saat hari-hari besar Korea seperti Seola Tahun Baru Imlek dan Chuseok Festival Panen. What are the benefits? Hanbok also symbolis respect and reverence for tradition, making it an important garment in Korean culture. Benefit memakai hanbok juga melambangkan rasa hormat terhadap tradisi, menjadikan pakaian yang penting dalam budaya Korea. This is image hanbok.
Hello, I'm Rahma and from traditional and from Minangkabau. Where do you and product from and traditional and clothing are more precious Minangkabau. Traditional clothing original and from Minangkabau with Sumatera, Indonesia. What are their ingredient and raw material of Padang customer explicit in the connect of traditional clothing and Sumatra house include variant elements and traditional and customer and material. How do you increase travel Padang traditional clothes variant ingredient depending on the motif, material, and level, and do in making of baju kurung Padang and 400.000. Please note their pictures Abu and Roy and reference and my whole depending seller and the availabilities of those. How to make it Padang traditional and traditional of Morai precious Minangkabau traditional clothing are generally baju kurung with variant and those as baju kurung besiba. Baju Betabu is brand and clothing more model and those who how to care from its body. What is best time to rent? Padang traditional and clothes are more precious and from Minangkabau. Traditional clothes are general baju kurung with variants and decorations such as baju kurung basiba. This is dress has close-up model and those two house down commerce and body. What are the 10 big difference processes? Padang traditional clothes and spring prat brown cerit Minangkabau close to be western and help spread to and turn clothes him wear traditional clothes how resist and from in traditional flu of Minangkabau flu.
Halo Jahwa, apa kabar?
Hai Bi, aku baik. Gimana kabar kamu?
Baik, aku juga.
Bi, ingat gak sih banjir di tahun 2020 itu? Ingat banget, waktu itu banjirnya parah banget. Kalau di
pada banyak saluran air yang bersumbat, terus juga pada buang sampah sembarangan, terus juga banyak hutan di kebang.
Aku setuju banget sama kamu. Kebanyakan orang bilang karena hujannya deras, padahal manusia juga berperan ya.
Iya, pembangunan yang gak tertata juga bikin air gak bisa masuk ke tanah, akhirnya numpuk dan jadi banjir deh.
Terus solusinya gimana dong?
Menurut aku sih kita harus sadar lingkungan, jangan buang sampah sembarangan. Terus juga kita harus rawat saluran air dan tanam pohon. Terus ya pemerintah juga harus memperbaiki tata kota, bikin sistem drainase yang benar dan jangan sembarangan kasih izin bangun di daerah resapan air.
Iya benar banget. Kadang juga tuh dari semua dari hal kecil, kayak buang sampah di tempatnya.
Iya benar banget. Hal kecil kayak gitu penting banget loh. Kalau semua orang sadar dan mau jaga lingkungan, ya benar kita bisa cegah bareng-bareng.
Iya benar banget. Terima kasih ya diskusi kali ini benar-benar bermanfaat sekali.
Iya sama-sama Feby. By the way, Feby mau pesen apa?
Hello, baby.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm fine. How are you?
I'm good.
Hi baby, do you remember the news about the flood at the beginning of 2020?
I remember it clearly. The flood was really bad. If we think about it, why do you think it happened?
I think it was because a lot of drainage system were clogged. Trash was everywhere and many forests had been cleared.
I agree with you. Most people blame the heavy rain, but humans also play a big role, right?
Yeah, unorganized development also prevents water from being absorbed into the ground, so it builds up and causes flooding.
So, what's the solution?
Exactly, small actions like that are really important. If everyone becomes more aware and cares about the environment, maybe we really can prevent floods together.
You're right. You're right. Thanks a lot. This discussion was really useful.
Yeah, welcome me.
Hi, Iwa. How are you?
Hi Dwi, I'm fine. How are you too?
I'm fine. By the way, the air pollution to be getting worse lately.
Yes, it is because the pollution is getting worse.
Yes, that's right. Now the number of motorized vehicle is increasing, and there are still factories that emit smoke without filtering the air. Not to mention people who still like to burn garbage carelessly.
So how do we overcome it?
Reducing pollution must start from ourselves. We can start using public transportation. Factories are required to use smoke filter, and people must also prevent burning garbage carelessly.
That makes sense because if everyone uses private vehicles, the pollution is getting worse.
Yes, that's right. We can also have plant trees so the earth is better.
Agreed. Let's start from the things first.
Yes, that's right. Hopefully, in the future, our air can be better. Then I take my leave, Wa.
I mean, take care of yourself, Dwi.
Okay, Wawa, you too. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Hai Wawa, apa kabar?
Hai Dwi, aku baik-baik aja. Gimana kabar kamu?
Aku juga baik-baik aja. Ngomong, kok udara makin hari makin parah ya?
Iya, apa karena ada polusi udara?
Iya, benar banget. Sekarang tuh kendaraan bermotor itu makin banyak. Apalagi tuh pabrik mengeluarkan asap itu tanpa penyaring udara. Dan belum lagi masyarakat yang suka membakar sampah sembarangan.
Nah, terus gimana dong cara kita ngatasinnya?
Kita mengurangi polusi udara itu mulai dari diri kita sendiri. Kita juga bisa menggunakan transportasi umum, pabrik wajib menggunakan penyaring udara, dan masyarakat mencegah pembakaran sampah sembarangan.
Betul, masuk akal sih. Soalnya kalau setiap orang itu pakai kendaraan pribadi, malah makin memperburuk.
Iya, benar banget. Kita tuh bisa membantunya itu menanam pohon agar udara yang kita hirup itu akan lebih baik.
Aku setuju, mari kita lakukan dengan hal terkecil terlebih dahulu.
Iya, benar banget. Semoga sih udara kita akan lebih baik lagi ya. Kalau begitu aku pamit dulu ya, Wah.
Ya, amin, hati-hati ya Dwi.
Iya, Wah, kamu juga. Bye-bye.
Hello Dwi, this is for you. know what, Dwi? The habitat animals in the forest is running out.
Oh, I know. What the reason?
It is because of deforestation. Many people clearing land for palm oil, mining, building, housing, and farming.
That's danger. So how do we overcome it?
Well, we have reforest joining by planting tree counts, supporting environmentally friendly products, has to be better forests from the government.
I see. Thanks the information, Wa.
Welcome, Dwi.
But how do we start?
We can start our own self-awareness. We can planting trees around housing and the park.
Let's start planting trees in the tomorrow.
Yes. Okay, see you tomorrow, Dwi.
Okay, Wa. See you too. Bye-bye.
Halo, Dwi.
Hai, Wa.
Ini buat kamu.
Terima kasih.
Sama-sama, Dwi. Kamu tahu nggak habitat hewan di hutan itu semakin menipis, tahu?
Oh, iya aku tahu. Apa sih alasannya?
Itu gara-gara deforestasi. Banyak orang yang menebang pohon, bahkan kelapa sawit, terus buat pertambangan, membangun rumah sama pertanian.
Itu berbahaya loh. Jadi bagaimana mengatasinya?
Nah, kita bisa mengikuti program penanaman pohon, mendukung produk ramah lingkungan, dan harus ada penanggulangan yang lebih baik lagi dari para pemerintah.
Oh begitu. Makasih ya Wa atas informasinya.
Iya, sama-sama, Dwi.
Tapi bagaimana sih caranya?
Nah, kita itu bisa dari diri kita sendiri, dari perilaku kita sendiri. Yang pastinya kita mulai dari menanam pohon di sekitar rumah atau di sekitar kampung.
Iya benar banget. Ayo kita besok menanam pohon di taman yuk.
Yuk, sampai jumpa besok ya.
Sampai jumpa kembali Wa. Bye.
Halo Jawa.
How are you?
I'm fine. How are you?
I'm good. Have you ever felt that the water is getting more unpredictable? Sometimes it's really hot and suddenly it rains heavily. That's one of the impacts of climate change. The earth is temperature is increasing and weather patterns are getting hotter. But weather is the heaven. One of the main causes is the increase in greenhouse gases such as carbon dioxide from motor vehicles and factories. As a result, the sun heat is trapped in the atmosphere. Wow, so humans also play a big role. So what can we do to reduce the impact? There are many. For example, we can reduce the use of private vehicles and start taking public transportation or cycling that can reduce carbon emissions. That makes sense, but sometimes public transportation is comfortable either. That's right, but if more and more people do it, maybe the government will be more serious about improving its system. In addition, we can also save electricity and plant trees. Small change for us can have a big impact. Exactly. Climate change is a global problem, but the solution can start from ourselves. Okay, I'll try it from now on. Okay, let's order food first. What do you want to eat? I wanna.
Hi Rahma, how are you?
Hi Robby, I'm good. How are you?
Yes, I'm fine. Rahma, look, someone threw a food wrapper and on the road.
It's okay. Channel will be operation call will clean and wood let.
Then do that, your bag can include the weather and cost ruling.
Alright, I don't think of that.
From now on, let's throw the bag in its place. We can also bring small bags for or on the bag.
Okay, thanks for the reminder. It will can move on no one.
Hi Rahma, how are you?
Hi Robby, how are you?
I'm fine, thank you.
Di UC Cirebon, the Kalimantan Flores, the name is
disgusting clothes because of illegal logging.
Yes, why are trees still so many dangerous?
From economics, ration, and what going between international.
Even though the impact is big like food and global emissions.
The world sticks to corruption and thanks to another.
The public must also be educated and support environmental crime for us.
Letting there is also important.
To start from school, make a campaign.
Agree. We'll run next week. Robi, kamu lihat berita soal hutan Kalimantan, rusaknya makin parah karena penebangan dia.
Iya, kenapa sih masih banyak penebangan ilegal?
Karena alasan ekonomi dan pembukaan lahan tanpa izin.
Padahal dampaknya besar, kayak banjir dan pemanasan global.
Makanya perlu pengawasan ketat dan sanksi.
Masyarakat juga harus diedukasi dan dukung produk ramah lingkungan.
Menanam pohon juga penting.
Kita mulai dari sekolah bikin kampanye.
Setuju, kita rancang minggu depan.